that's the open which is coming through. We'll look at the Z stock in just a bit, but the Nifty is starting about what? Absolutely flat, nothing. 8 points or so is what you have on the Nifty. Bank Nifty is up a 0.25%, that's 100 points, 47,227. So the Bank Nifty's got maybe a little bit more traction, just a teeny weeny bit more traction as compared to the Nifty, and that would tie in with what happened yesterday as well. Large private banks, of course, is what you want to focus on. Names like HDFC Bank, ICICI and Kotak. But Sonia's on the wall with more rates. Sonia.
Oh, thanks a lot for that. So it's a fresh record high for the index, right? Let's not lose sight of that. Given that this market has seen 6 consecutive days of gains, now this is the 7th. The Nifty is very, very flat, but yet it is a fresh record high at 22,200. Let's take it straight to individual stocks. Now, you have a lot of names that have been assuming leadership in the last couple of days. The one that we're looking at this morning is HDFC Bank. It's flat for now, but it saw large 2,700 crores of delivery-based buying yesterday. So it would be interesting to see how that one shapes up this morning. The other one is Hindalco, now up almost about 3% after Novelis has decided to file for an IPO in the US. So Hindalco picking up both in terms of volume as well as price action. Z, the clarification has come through that they are not involved in negotiations with Sony for a merger. And there you have it. You know, very bizarre moves on both sides for Z in the last couple of days. So better to be a bit cautious on this name, down almost about 10%. Let's look at some numbers. Of course, earnings season is over, but ABB India's numbers came through yesterday, 4% higher as the earnings were better than what the street was estimating. And now volumes are also picking up on this one. Auto stocks were under pressure yesterday on the back of the Vahan data. This morning as well, there's some more follow-on selling. It's actually bucking the market trend. Hero Motor is now down about 2%. It could also just be profit-taking because you had a big move in these stocks in the last fortnight or so. TVS Motor is the one that has been outperforming the market on the back of the success of the iQube, and it continues to be very strong. Couple of other names. Union Bank has been in focus. Sources say that the bank is looking at a 3,000 crore QIP. That stock is up almost 6% and big volumes there. JSPL, I would like to look at that one. There's an interesting brokerage report from Motilal Oswal this morning. They have a buy with a target price of 900 rupees on the stock, which is well above the current market price. And they say that capacity expansion in JSPL is something that will propel growth. I'm also looking at Grasim. Jefferies put out a report this morning where they have a buy with a target price of 2,300 on Grasim, but this one is just barely flat with a bit of a positive bias. Couple of more names. Devyani International, Yum Restaurants may look to sell 4.4% stake via the block deal. The floor price is 150 and that stock is well in the green right now. Overall for the market, it's not bad at all. If you look at it, 22,200 is holding after the big up move that we saw yesterday. And this is the focus area, the Nifty Bank, which is leading from the front this morning, up about 150 points. Back to you.
All right. Well, a couple of stocks are really moving big time in the broader markets. You have Campus Activewear. That stock is flying away. It's up 8.5%. Big move out there. Union Bank, Abhishek alerted us about their fundraising plan. So that stock as well is up close to 6%. Swan Energy, that's the other one that's already had a big run, but the prospects appear quite bright. The QIP, is what we were focusing on. Volumes are not yet picked up, I think so, but the stock is as flat as can be as we speak. Dhanlaxmi Bank is well up close to 3.5%, so that's the other big mover. And Devyani, it started off, I think, well in the red, and that one has done a U-turn, up close to around 4.5% as we speak. Other big movers include Zomato up 2.5%. You have Geo Financial as well, that's bucking the trend, up and about in today's trading session. And the Z stock, Z Enterprises, is down close to around 10%. Z Media is down close to around 5%. Massive volumes out there. Another big volume mover is Dish TV on the downside, down close to around 2.5%. So the market's well in the green. We have another fresh all-time highs, but stocks doing a thing of their own. Polymedicare, you have a 1.5% equity that changed hands out there. So that explains why that stock is a little under the weather, down 1.5%.
Zomato is the top volume-led gainer today. This morning it's start. Zomato has got 4% in terms of gains, and it's large volumes, number one in terms of volume-led gains. Union Bank is coming up with a 5.5% pop. That's a number 2 position, 149 on Union Bank. I think, ABB is at number 3 spot, 5% gain on ABB. Again, humongous volumes in it for this time of the day. There is, I think we mentioned, of course, Devyani. Devyani is up 4. Campus, we mentioned, I think Campus is up 8. 264, 265 on Campus footwear. Paytm is up another 5%. So 4 days on a trot now, 5%. So that's, come up to a respectable sort of 400 kind of levels. And we've been sort of pointing this out and discussing this. GIC RE is up another 5%. So 426 on GICRE. GIC and New India Assurance both have had fantastic runs and both sold off yesterday. Stocks at about 428, as I said. New India sold off yesterday 10%. It's back up about 6%. So, these are just sort of pauses that that's at least what it's been like for most of these names in the PSU space. Just Dial is up about 3%. There is LG Equipment, which is up 4%. Tourism Finance Corporation, that block deal, it's up 5%, 231. I think the stock was up 5 yesterday as well. It was part of Nimesh's D Street chatter a few weeks ago as well. K Fintech is up 6%. Huge volumes. Right out of the gates, this is a vibrant start. That's what I want to point out because a lot of names with a lot of volumes. So this is not a tepid-looking screen any which way. Hero MotoCorp is down 2%, another down 2%. We were discussing this earlier, and Sonia pointed out that Vahan data as well. And with that 2% cut, Hero is the top volume-led loser coming up on the screen at this point in time. Sula sold off 8%, Sonia, yesterday. It's down another 3% as things stand right now.
Okay, I don't drink wine, so maybe.
You're a teetotaler.
Yeah.
But every time we have Rajiv Samant join us, you have the most questions. Yeah. I thought,
about the wine tourism.
But you don't partake in the wine.
But jokes aside, you were talking about K Fintech, right?
Yeah.
Jefferies has put out a note. They've actually raised their target price on K Fintech to 760. And they look at very high growth from international operations, from AIFs, from value-added analytics services. This space has been buzzing, right? A month ago, or rather a fortnight ago, when the market went to that 21,100 mark, a lot of people were talking about how this rally has come to an end and we're dithering, etc. But just so quickly and swiftly, the market has sort of bought into the dip and got back to new highs. So it speaks a lot about the equity cult and how it's growing.
That's the key, Sonia, as you said. I think that's a factor which perhaps is a little underappreciated as well because so much of domestic money is coming in, right? $2 billion of SIPs now. Nearly 2 billion. I think 1.8 or so is the last month's number.